Hi, it's JP. I love shortcuts in applications. They allow users to do things faster, like toggling the color theme inside of Notion by hitting Command-Shift-L, or opening the Raycast search bar by hitting Command-Space, or inside of WeWeb, you can open the Add panel by hitting the A key. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add shortcuts inside of your WeWeb application with two examples. First, we'll learn how to toggle the color theme of your app, and secondly, I'll show you how to open a quick search modal. So let's dive in. So the first example will be toggling the color theme of your application. If you look at the example that we have here, this is a very simple layout. We have a menu at the top and we have a list of cards, and if we look at the library at the top here and we go to the style tab, we'll see that we have a bunch of colors defined, and for each of these colors, for instance, let's take the text primary, we have the color defined for light and for dark mode. So this is true for every colors that we have here. And if we look at all of my elements, we can see that the color, the text color in this instance, is taken from the library that we have. Just to show you what the end result will be, here I have this sign up button, which is actually just toggling the color theme. And if I hit this button, we can see that all of the colors are switching to the dark mode. So that's what we're going to do, but we want to do it with a shortcut and not with a button. So that's the setup of the application. Now what we need to do is to detect the key down events. To do that, we're going to go to the page list. We're going to select the page that we want, and we're going to go to page, trigger page workflows. I'm going to create a new workflow, and if we click on this drop down here, we can see that we have the listener on key down, and that's what we're going to use to detect every time that the user enters a key. So if we select this, we can just try and see what this event is returning. So we're going to add a new action, return a value. We're going to set this as an object, and we're going to get back the whole event. And if I just go back, open the logs panel and hit any key that I want. For instance, here I hit G. We can see that we have a bunch of information here, and basically we have the value of the key that we just typed. We have the key codes, and we have all of the other special keys. So this shift key, control key, I key, and meta key will be true if, for instance, I hit shift and G. You can see that the shift key has turned to true, and we still have the key G appearing. So that's basically what this key down event is returning, and we're going to use that and identify the keys that the user has typed. And for the combination that we chose, then we will want to execute some actions. So let's go back to our workflow here, and we are going to create a pass-through condition. So this pass-through condition, so for our case, for the toggling of the color theme, what we want to detect is that we'll take the same shortcut as Notion. So if the user hits Command, Shift, and L, then we want to toggle the toggle the theme. So for the pass-through condition here, we want to see that if the key is equal to L, and we need to make it uppercase since we are hitting the shift key along with the L key. We're going to identify, or we're going to see if the event key is equal to L, and we want the shift key to be true, and also the meta key, which is the command key on Mac. So if all of those three conditions are true, then we'll allow the actions or the workflow to continue. So let's just try this for now. So if I hit any key, a random key, so no value should be returned yet. But if I hit the correct combination, Command Shift L, then we'll get a log of the event. So if I hit any key at all, we can see that the workflow is triggered, but the pass-through condition is false, so it doesn't return anything. But if I hit Command Shift L, then we can see that we have returned a value. So we are almost there to finish this feature. What we need to do is first renaming the workflow. Let's call that toggle theme. And then instead of returning a value, what we want to do is change the theme. We're going to delete this one, and inside of the value here, instead of having the direct value, we're going to bind that, and if the browser theme is equal to light, then we want it to be set to dark, and if it's something else than light, which would be dark, then we want it to set it to light. So let's try this. Let's try this workflow. So if I hit any key, nothing happens, and if I hit Command Shift L, we have toggled the color theme. Pretty cool, right? So that's basically it for this feature. And we're going to do the same for the opening of the modal. Now we want to open a quick search modal when the user hits Command K on the keyboard. And I already created a quick search component. And if I hit this button, request to demo, this is executing the component action show quick search. I won't go into much detail on how this component action is created, but just know that this action just displays the quick search. And if I go ahead and click on that button, we can see that we have this modal appearing on the whole page, and we have this search bar with a bunch of elements here. So the shortcut will do only that. It will display the elements on the page, and that's it. So we can create the same workflow as we did before. Let's create a new one, and we'll rename that display quick search. And we're going to use the same trigger on key down, and we're going to add the same pass-through condition. And on that one, we want the event key to be equal to K, and then we say that we want the meta key to be true, so that will be Command K. And of course, I've forgotten the end value. As I found this little shortcut not too long ago. If you want to add a quick end operator, you can hit the one key that has this end sign, and if you hit it twice, then it will make this no code end appear. So that will be our event, and then on the action we want to execute component actions, quick search, and show the quick search bar. And if I go back to my application and I hit Command K, we have this model appearing. We also have this Copilot model appearing from WeWeb, but that's because we're inside of the editor and not inside of the live application. So that was pretty fast, and I guess that's pretty much it. So we've learned how to add shortcuts in a WeWeb application using a page workflow triggered on key down events. There are many use cases for this. I hope this was useful and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.